Hey everybody, welcome to another Tuesday night chat. Got a couple of guys here. We got somebody that hadn't been on YouTube for a little while. It's good to see Rich back. Everybody, welcome to another Tuesday night chat. Got a couple of guys here. We got somebody that been on YouTube for a little while. Good to see Rich.
Yeah, he hadn't been on a while. He forgot.
Yeah, he's rusty.
Sorry, guys.
Well, I noticed before I started, I couldn't mute it. You could mute it beforehand, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. Like it disappeared, or I don't know. Whatever. I'm using a Mac. Maybe that's it. But anyway, we figured we'll chit chat a little bit about guns. I know several of you out there probably seen. We had a little competition Sunday. Well, I shouldn't say little. We had a competition Sunday. It was my first multi-gun event. I've only done one IDPA style match with Is Your Six Covered. So this was kind of and that was very small, local. This was a lot bigger, huge place. Well, for most people, it would be huge. It was kind of huge, I thought. Multiple stages, and I had a blast. I really did. And I'll let you two guys do an intro if you'd like to, and I'll start with you, Rob.
Yeah, all I can say is it was really good to have you there and see you experience a real. I knew it was going to be a bigger venue than what you had been to, and I just love it. I love it when I come up to a place and it's big and they got all kinds of crap going on. To me, it just makes my day. The worst thing you can do. And I actually got a match video on my channel called Kiss Your Sister. There are some clubs that they just can put on these little bitty stages, and you're like, man, what's the point? Why did I even come here? But anyway, I won't drag it on. But it was good to have you there at a really, 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 really good big event, and you handled it like a boss. You did great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Rich.
Rich here. Been a little while. I put out a couple videos here yesterday and today. Well, maybe 2 or 3. But wanting to start putting out some more stuff. I've got some ideas and some things that I think are going to be kind of funny, and so I'm going to try to do those and just see how it goes over. And that's really about all I got going on. Just the weather's getting nice and things are just working out well, where I'm feeling like doing some more stuff on the YouTube. So I'm happy to be here, and thanks for the invite.
Yeah, glad to see you back. I hadn't contacted you. I was like, well, Rich is doing YouTube videos again. Let me send him the link. So I sent it a couple of different ways, and maybe he won't come on. Well, one thing about evidently the whole South. Hell, it rains almost every freaking day.
No doubt. Yeah, it's been miserable this winter. We've had a ton of rain here. It's like virtually, on the verge of flooding everywhere around this area. But I saw y'all's videos on the shooting y'all did over the weekend too, and that looked like a blast. That course, just I've seen it before, like Pop's videos and stuff, but it always looks like just such a blast to be there. It looks like, and having y'all there, I'm sure y'all had a great time together. I bet it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had the whole squad. We literally, everybody that was on the squad, we knew it. Like literally had the whole squad locked down. So it was like we were having a big party and someone else set it up for us pretty much, I mean, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I had a ball. One other thing, Roger, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm on a tablet. If anybody's saying hi to me, I don't see the chat. If there's anything important, let me know.
Okay.
But hi, everybody.
Well, I was telling Rob, I finally found the scores. You can see, there's a cat. And I have to admit, the whole day, I didn't care about the scores, and it kind of shows. And when I said, I was like, I'm not worried about scores. I just don't want to DQ, and I want to have fun. Do the best I can, but have fun and not stress over it, because it was first one anyway, especially at first stage, I was nervous as hell. I mean, not to the point to where I was feeling bad or anything. I was just hoping I didn't screw up too bad, you know. But as it got going, and like I said, once it was all over with, and then I kind of seen the scores a day or two later, I was like, yeah, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. I should have backed up, got that target, you know. I was like, I could have done better. I could have been in the 20s, high teens. I could have been in high teens if I practiced this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised I didn't come in last place. I ended up coming like, I think 24th or something out of, I don't know,
38.
8 or whatever. I swear, dude, to me, I had such a bad day, but it just goes to show you, I mean, my level of expectations has just gone up a little bit since I've been doing it long enough. I swear to God on a Bible, I didn't want to look at the results because I thought I was going to be dead last, like literally with all the trouble I had all day, and I didn't.
No, you did better than me.
Well, you functioned better.
Mm-hmm.
I just condensed it all into a really short period of screwing up, you know. So
Yeah, that one screw up cost you a good bit.
all of them, but I mean,
And
each
that,
one.
and when I was putting that video together that I put out today, you know, when that one it chambered around, and then it jammed up. When I was going through my footage, I bent down because Rick was like, "Well, go through and kind of walk through it again." And you kind of hear it. You may not know what it was, but I know what it was. The magazine fell out of my pocket, and of course, it was muddy. And you can see me walking around with it in my hand, just kind of motioning. Okay, I'll do this and this and this. And I probably never wiped it off or anything. So it probably had grit and mud and crap all over it. And when I shoved it in there and chambered around, it didn't go all the way in. So that was one screw up. But I mean, I guess that wasn't as bad as when I couldn't get the freaking magazine in it.
Oh no.
Yeah, on that far right stage, on my POV video that I did of that, I went to do a mag change with a full mag with a closed bolt, and it wouldn't lock up. And I didn't mention that in my little summary ahead of time. But I had to hold the rifle with one hand, and I had to strip around. You couldn't see it, but it was between my legs, and I was stripping around off the top, and then I could lock it, and then I went to going back to the thing. But you know, those kinds of things are so good for practical learning about developing skills, rifleman skills, pistol skills. I mean, if you're a person out there and you think you may have an S.H.T.F, are you really going to rely on your guns? There's no better way to prepare than to go get involved in a little bit of stressful situation. And I'll tell you this much right here. A training class that you take for someone that tells you what to do every step of the way, and then you go through this little test that they got designed so you can pass to get a certificate to make it feel like you spent $300 good. Bullshit. Fuck all that. Just go to a 3-gun match and screw up a lot and learn. And I swear that's the 20. Oh, well, the 3-gun's $40, but you know, pistol matches are usually only $20 or less. But let me tell you something. If you don't mind the stress, it's a great training aid. It really
And
is.
I'm definitely looking forward to, they do some 3-guns up, not kind of where I'm at, like that place where I've told y'all about before up at Knob Creek. And I'm going to do like the heavy metal thing. I'm going to do like my M1A SOCOM and the Mossberg 500 or 590 and probably a 1911. Probably that little ATI 1911. Just I'm going to get used to shooting it, and yeah, I just think it'll be fun as shit just to go in and blast through that stuff.
To me, it's the most fun I've ever had since I was racing motorcycles. Period.
I don't even care. I'm going pump. I'm not even going to get a semi-auto. I'm just going to go in and just do that as fast. That's what I have anyway, so it makes sense that that's what I would just go and use and shoot. So,
yep, heavy division's fun. It's designed to, and then they also put on these matches where you have to carry everything with you. Like literally, you sling the rifle, you carry a shotgun, and you got a holster pistol, and you got to manipulate them all. And I think there's a place where you can ground one gun at a time or something like that. But that's even a really kind of a more dynamic event, because now we're talking about slings, making sure your shit's safe. And I mean, that's kind of, I don't know how, I've never had even the opportunity to shoot one. I think they're the bigger events that that do those kind of matches. That would also be a whole lot of fun to have to carry your shit with you everywhere, because that is like a freaking zombie apocalypse, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That is cool. They had a night shoot up here. It's been maybe a month back. I wish I would have gone to that. It would have been pretty neat. It might have even been 2 months ago, but I want to do that next time they offer one. I'm going to go try that.
Yeah, I think Val's done one or two or even more than that. IDPA does low light stages where they close off the room and you have to shoot and use a flashlight and all that.
Yeah.
That's good shit there too. I've never done that in USPSA. So Roger, what was your favorite stage? If the far left was stage one, which it was, we actually started on 2, but 1 through 6, what do you think was the most fun?
The most fun, I won't say they were my worst stages, but the 1 and 6.
Yeah, because they were like natural, right?
Yeah, because you was running through there and the targets were real close except for the very end. I'm not going to point out anybody, but nah, just kidding. I just couldn't do the 85 yards with the iron sights at the small targets. I was actually surprised at that stage 5 where they were the silhouette targets at, I don't know, 50, 60 yards maybe. I don't know if it was that far, but.
No, that was 100 yards.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, I hit those.
I know.
But you could see them. The background made them stick out, and I could see them, but they were still bigger than those plates that was out in the woods. It was just kind of like an orange blur.
Yeah, I literally, and you even said it in your video. I seen when you kneeled down to take those shots, you're like, damn, I can't even see them. And I said the same thing, because by the time if you could see the target, the front sight post would have covered it up. So you were guessing at where they were, and then you were, you didn't know if you hit them. I just said, I'm going to empty a 30-round mag as fast as I can along that line that I thought was the plate rack. I actually ended up getting 3 of them. So,
yeah, there again, it gets back to, reviewing what you done. And both of the long distance ones, it was like, I should have just took 2. They was like, 6 targets. I should have just took whatever I had left in the magazines, like engage the targets and just stop. And just, because I spent like a minute or 2 just bam, bam, bam. And don't even know if I'm hitting high or low. Somebody behind me would say, "You're hitting high." And then I'd compensate it. Hey, too high, like, fuck, I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, I think in a way it was a good call to challenge everybody to iron sights and kind of make you realize how difficult it really is and how much we rely on scopes and red dots and stuff. But man, that was tough. God, that was tough.
Well, like I said, those stage 1 and 6 at the little plates, 80, 85 yards, whatever it was. If it wasn't for those, I think I would have, I did pretty good. Well, I think I did okay. And I think actually the iron sights with everything else, since it was fairly close, we were probably quicker with iron sights than we would have been with a scope.
Yeah, that's true. I do think in factory, I got to ask Ray this, but I think in the factory division, you're actually allowed to run a red dot with no magnification.
Mm-hmm. So I think that would have even been better.
Iron sights or a red dot. You could have done either one. I think. I'm not sure on that. But as long as there's no magnification, I think that's what they base it on. So, but the iron sights was fun. I mean, what's really cool is Rick and John, they finished way up there with iron sights against a bunch of guys with scopes and shit. That's pretty cool.
Well, Ray didn't have a scope, did he?
No, he was iron sights too, and
He finished like third overall, didn't he?
overall, yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, we take him off the thing.
He don't count.
We don't count, man. That dude's so good. God.
That's X-ring for anybody watching this.
Yeah, he didn't sleep the night before. He literally stayed up all night and didn't sleep and drove in. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's the guy you want leading your squad in a zombie apocalypse right there.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew I'd have fun. I knew I'd enjoy it. But I think I ended up having more fun than I thought I would. I know I did. So
funny how that works out.
Well, I thought I would suck a lot more. I was like, well, I didn't do too bad for my first time. Not even this here.
Well, you know what it is? Here's the thing. You have so many people that come to these events that can't even shoot that good. The thing, and that's why I knew, I'm like, okay, Roger can shoot. Like, he can shoot. He knows how to aim a gun. He can shoot. He can shoot a pistol. You know, you shoot guns more than most of these guys that do competitions. And a lot of these guys show up with all this high dollar equipment and all this crap, and they think it's going to make them do good. And just being a proficient shooter is like more than half the battle, you know, because maybe you don't run from here to there like the next guy and all graceful and stuff. But if you're getting there and you're hitting your targets, I mean, you're going to do good, period.
Yeah, I can say, everything's a blur. Rick was telling me, yeah, do the dance. And it shows up in that video I put out. And I'm walking through it, and then I just turn around and say, well, my footwork's going to look like crap, but I can hit the targets.
Yeah, a lot of new shooters will do a lot more than they should. Like, there'll be targets on left and right, and there's a way to go straight down the middle and just point the gun, and point the gun. And you'll see guys go this way and go back that way and go back this way, when all you really need to do is find a point where you can hit them and keep going forward and keep going forward. And that's really where the guys that have been doing it a long time make up time. It's the efficiency of movements and not doing anything unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't know if they I heard Coda Boy in my video in the background saying something about not the last stage 6, but not our last one, anyway. And because I took the 2 cardboards with a pistol.
Yeah.
And I heard him say he's supposed to take that with a rifle. But I was talking to those guys, I think it was even the RO or one of them, the guy with the shirt that had all the sponsorship. It was him or the RO. He was like, you can run the whole thing with a pistol if you want to. And I was like, well, how am I going to take those 2 with a damn pistol then?
Well, I did the same thing. What I want, and I don't know if I went before you or after you, but I did the exact same thing, because what I wanted to do is hit that activator and then let that start going and then shoot everything that I could see and then be on the activator. Just by the time I got to it, it was hidden again, so it didn't work out so good. But I was trying to game it a little bit. But what that allowed you to do is to grab the rifle and run like hell past the first 2 targets.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was looking for. So
I kind of did that because me and Rick was talking about it, because I hit the first target, which activated it. Then I hit the second steel, and I should have went ahead and hit the 2 cardboards, but I went back. At least it slowed down a little bit, and I popped off the 2, and then I took the other 2, because it just like, why would you're already aiming at them? Why would you transition to another gun, then aim at them again?
See, that's exactly the thought process that's thinking about those kind of things will shave seconds off your time. And I think that was the way to run it.
Holy shit, Rick, what are you doing?
What's up? Huh?
Had to get some ice.
Oh, that was Rich. Well, what's up, superstar?
Not me. Ain't no damn superstar. You're the superstar. You did good shooting that match.
Well, to be honest, like I said, I only had 2 goals: have fun and don't DQ. That was it.
That's all you need. That's it. That's the only two things you need to worry about.
Because that would have sucked to DQ and then just walk around and watch y'all shoot.
Yeah, that would have really sucked.
Rick and Pops, have either one of y'all ever DQ'd yet?
No, I haven't.
No, I'm real. I mean, knock on wood. I'm really, really care. I think about all that shit a lot.
Probably had to pee like a racehorse.
Yeah, I noticed reviewing my video. I won't say I come close, but I came near when I had that one jam, and I was trying to open the bolt. I come close to the 180, but I didn't break it. I was like, "Ooh, I came close right there." For anybody that don't know, the 180 is like, everybody not shooting is behind you and the guy running the timer and all that. So you can't break the plane of 180. You cannot aim that gun back, which makes perfect sense. So as you're going, it has to be from here forward. If you
stage 5,
messing around, that's why if you miss a target, you can't turn around and shoot it,
See, and you're well aware of that on stage 5 when you pass that one. You're like, damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had one yet, but and I don't even think about it at all, like when I'm doing matches. But now talking about it, that makes me think about it. But then, I always think like if I'm at a range or something, I'm at a range when I'm at one of those things, and so I'm always thinking you would never, point your gun to the side of the range anyway, right? So it's just kind of like something that I've hopefully ingrained in my muscle memory or whatever, where I don't do that. But
probably what gets most people is when you're doing that running and gunning, even in an inside match. I know when I went with Rick, I was really conscious of it because, so you're just running 10, 20 feet. Instinctively, if you're not thinking about it, you may just hold your gun like this, and as you're running, you're swaying the gun back and forth.
Right.
So you have to consciously point the gun down range and run.
You did good, man. You got cool as a cucumber award for sure.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, I've shot with you guys enough. That helped a lot, being that I was around friends.
Yeah. No, for sure. And doing the stuff at the farm definitely helped because we did that load, make ready, and, emptying your chamber afterwards and all that. So you had all that down. You look like a professional out there.
The other thing was my trigger finger. I was really conscious of it every time. And I noticed I really had stuck way out when I was holding the gun. It was like, okay, reholster,
Yeah. You did great. If somebody's commenting, I can't read it. I'm on my phone. I'm just coming by real quick to say hi. So,
yeah, DQs are easy when you're doing things like trying to make a mag change and you flip the gun and you point it at the RO running the timer behind you. I mean, things like that. Yeah. And a lot of guys, I've seen guys run a rifle and they'll stick their gun into a port and they'll take off. And the muzzle will hit the wall and get pointed backwards. I mean, it's just legitimate mistakes, and it does happen. I've even seen guys with pistols get ripped backwards, and then hell, I've seen one guy stand in front of everybody, turn around and point a gun at everybody. So I mean,
Jesus,
yeah, just I won't mention no names. He was on our squad, but anyway. No one we know, but it's a team member. But anyway, it has to do with the frustration, and then you forget, it's like boom, shit. It happens so fast,
I noticed one mistake. Hey, SoCal. One mistake, which it wasn't no big deal. On the very last stage, when I went to engage, you can hear it. I go, tick, tick. Shit, safety. Because at my house, I swear, I never flipped the safety on my AR-15. If there's a round in it, I'm putting it down range. I mean, very, very rarely do I, if it's still loaded and I'm going to check a target or something like that, I'll flip it on safety. But other than that, my ARs are usually unloaded with a loaded mag. I mean, unchambered with a loaded mag in them, and I never put them on fucking safety. So that was something I was having to think about to get into that habit of flipping the safety on. It may not be normal for other people, but for me, I'm like, if there's one in the chamber, I'm shooting it. Period. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw X-Ring going from position to position, going on safe and off of safe every time. Maybe that's a tactical response thing that he does. I mean, but I swear to God, I saw him manipulating the safety every time between positions. I'm like, well, damn, that's got to be in your brain, right? You know?
I think that's from doing a lot of QB stuff.
Yeah. I meant to ask him about that.
If you do it enough, you probably subconsciously do it and don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's like dropping a 1911 on a safety on a 1911. I mean, you run them enough, it just comes off. I mean, hell, you'll sweep a safety on a Glock eventually.
Yeah, no shit. It's just part of the thumb going down. Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah. Calvin, what's happening?
Calvin.
I was listening to the last maybe 20 minutes of this while I was eating dinner, and the the part that sticks out to me the most, and I'm so jealous of all you guys haven't gone out there, but you guys know that I'm freaking crazy stage fright and I'd be a freaking nervous train wreck out there. But what really sticks out in my mind is I think TR did a rant video about what was it, like 6 months ago maybe? Why would anybody want to do this? And now he's like bragging about what an awesome freaking time he had. I think that's awesome. I think it's totally awesome.
That was kind of an inside joke. I was just fucking with you guys. It's like, who would buy a damn $3,000 gun? Do this? That just makes no sense. And I mean, I was really kidding. Well, I was and I wasn't. I was like,
I know you weren't
but I can't afford to buy all that shit, you know.
Well,
yeah, I mean, we've talked about it in the past with, in private chats where, I don't want to do that. That's stupid. Who would want to waste that much ammo and this and that? And, I mean, Dirt Road did the same thing, and everybody that said that is now doing it. It's really
shotguns today.
It's cool to see the evolution coming. Full swing.
Man. It's an addictive thing, but it's a good addictive thing. You meet some of the greatest people. No one in Hawaiian shirts, by the way, but you meet some of the greatest people, and you get to hang out, and you make new friendships, and you learn your platforms. It's just awesome.
And I think you can become a way better concealed carrier.
Yeah, absolutely. That is practical shooting. Well, I shouldn't say totally practical shooting, but as far as
just
moving and shooting,
moving
IDPA or USPA or whatever else,
I think any of that stuff, people will say no, but if you're out pulling the trigger and you're shooting paper all day long, or you're moving and shooting, if you're doing any of that, if you're just squeezing off some rounds, even if it's not your concealed carry pistol, all that is practice, in my opinion. All that is a bonus. It's better than the guy that carries every day but never shoots. It's got to be better.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be a advantage to, like I say, and not everybody has the opportunity. Well, you have to go out of your way to go opportunity to do some type of shooting sports other than bowling pins or targets or whatever. I definitely like the moving and shooting aspect of it.
Yeah. I had so much fun shooting that freaking AR with iron sights running around until you got to the end with the plates. But that I felt like I was running around like doing it up. It was cool.
Well, I wonder how far Walnut Grove is from Travelers Rest. That's not that far, you know.
It's probably the same distance as for me. I think it's only an hour.
One thing for me, I wish I had a place like right around the corner, because I hate like going distances, even if it's just like 30, 40 miles. It makes it less likely that I'm going to do as much just because it's not close, real close. Like,
shit, I drove 3 hours.
I drive maybe. Several matches I go to are 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be 2.5 for me.
Clinton House is supposed to have a 3-gun every other month, as well as a DMR match every other month as well. I got that. I got that from an inside source who were nameless.
Inside source ends up running.
I got my own inside source, and they're putting on 2 3-gun events this whole year, and that's it.
Yeah,
which sucks.
3 and 3, I think.
Yeah, I'll try to make at least one. That's the best place in the world to shoot. Period. Yeah, Roger.
Well, I don't know what your inside source said, but my inside source said. Never mind. I can't even talk about
it. Hey, listen. I hope your source is better than my source because I like that. But they never put on enough matches. They don't have a match.
Well, director. this is the same source that became the match director. So.
Oh well, yeah, if he took it on, then that's great. I'll even.
Well, yeah, I don't think you know my source. It's just this mysterious person that I don't think anybody's met. You know how it is. We all meet people on a regular basis, and there's this one guy that I met yesterday. And
Mickey Mouse puts it on. I'll fucking do
this. Yeah. Well, there's 2 of them, and I talked to one of them.
So, Rick, you're putting on the matches at Clinton House from now on?
No, fuck. No, I hopefully they schedule them on the weeks I'm here, though.
Man, people show up to that place. I don't give a shit if they hadn't put on a match there in 3 years. If they announce they're having a match, there's 120 people show up.
Yeah. That's a fact.
But you're not shooting the farmhouse no more. They're not doing that no more.
No?
Nope. The guy's going to finish it out.
Oh, he's going to make it livable?
Yeah, with all that lead poisoning in there and shit.
Well, there shouldn't be any rounds in it, officially.
Well, I mean, there's some rounds in it somewhere.
Yeah, there's probably a couple holes in the ceiling somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it, but if it was used, there's got to be a lot of damn messed up 2x4s in it.
No, it's a log cabin.
Oh, okay.
Log cabin. Yeah, I did the defending the farmhouse video from that place. Rick threw some 40-round magazines off the porch.
Yeah. That was a yard sale, that place. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Roger didn't learn from that video either, by the way.
What's that,
what
Rick?
color did you make your 300 mags? What did you spray paint them or something yet? Put some tape on them?
I'm just going to unload them all and pack that ammo away.
Oh, gotcha.
I was in a hurry. I grabbed up a bunch of shit, and I looked at a loaded mag, and I threw it in the bag.
You know what I do, Robbie? I mean, it's a little late, but and it's stupid, but what I always do, I told you in the comments in the video that, or maybe it was in the farm chat, but I always I have like 5 magazines that have red electric tape on the base of it. Those are my 300 blackout mags, period. Don't touch them for any other reason. If they're red, just don't put them in an AR or, anything but a 300 blackout. So I just relegated those 5 magazines. Those are 300 blackout mags, and that's that.
Well, I'm just going to keep all my shit unloaded. I don't need AR-15 magazines loaded in this house. I got enough other shit loaded up.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It works for me.
I clean and load mag. I like to clean all my mags before a match and load all my mags. That way I can check springs and all that shit. And I don't have that same discipline with rifle mags, but I am going to now. So from now on, I'm not keeping none of my mags loaded, and I'm going to clean, maintain my mags, and load them up the night before. So.
See you guys. I'm gonna go. I apologize. I got stuff to do. I'll talk to you guys later.
Man, come on,
Sorry,
bro.
SoCal. I'll talk to you Friday. I'll be flying in. Peace out.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Later.
Bye.
Rich,
SoCal, what's going on, buddy?
looking dapper tonight.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm trying to get away from the shit. I can't even think of it now. The Teletubby look.
The porcupine hair.
Yeah, it's getting there, though. It's close. I'm about to do another haircut. Got to keep it short.
You should grow a mohawk.
I should. That would be
I
too
don't know if you grow a mohawk or you shape a mohawk.
Yeah, good point. Yep. Understood.
Yeah, we should all do the mohawk thing. That would be fabulous.
It just got to be a habit for me once I've done it.
How long have you been rocking that, Roger?
It's got to be 3 or 4 years, maybe somewhere in there.
Oh, is that it?
It's probably been longer than that. I don't know.
I know you always joke around and say you do it because you can, but was there any other reason?
Well, I did it for I went to a Halloween party, so I did it and kind of did an Indian thing. I mean, not much. I didn't like a full dressed out or anything.
That's racist.
Yeah, and yeah, back before that was racist. So yeah, it's probably been 5 years now. I think about it. And some people said, "Oh, that's good on you." And I said, "Well, fuck it, I'll keep it then." Because before that, I just got my own buzzers and I just shaved my whole head. You know. Now I got to go to Great Clips and let them do it.
I bet you're the only fucker in there that comes in there and says, "I need my mohawk fucking straightened out."
Well, they all know me when I go in. They're like, "Same thing." Yep.
Yeah. I'm guessing when you go into a barbershop, they don't really have to ask a lot of questions. I swear to God, I'll go to the same dude. He asks me the same question every time. "What are we going to do today?" I'm like, "Fuck it, same thing you did last time." I'm sure he's seen 400 people. I feel like taking a picture, like after he cuts my hair, like from 3 different angles, so that when I walk in there, I can just shove the phone in his face and go, "This is what I want."
Same thing you did last month.
Yeah. Because who here has trouble explaining what you want done in your hair? I mean, we're guys. We don't really have, there's not really a haircut. It's just like, well, just make it shorter.
It's like where I go, they have like I guess it's in the computer, and they're like, okay, I use a number 4 year and a number 3 year or whatever. And then they ask, "You want that same thing?" And so that's why I keep going back. It's a little more expensive than like I could go other places, but I'd have to tell them, do every time, do this or do that. And it's just easier.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to keep track.
I should just do it myself, but I don't have the shears. It's too tough to get them.
Too tough to go down to CVS and pick them up.
Nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
Place around you.
It's funny because I recently, well, not recently, but like in the last like 6 months, I'm just like, screw it. Just give me the easiest haircut you can give me. And she literally takes a pair of number 3 shears and just does my entire head and charges me my money and kicks my ass out.
What does a haircut cost in California?
Well, the person I go to is in like a high-end salon, and I just go to her because I've been going to her for the last, like, I don't even know how long. Since I met Patty, it's been like 15 years I've had the same person. She charges me like $25.
That's not bad.
Not as bad as I thought you were going to.
No, I figured it'd be like 70 or something.
No. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, because I mean, even at Great Clips, they usually don't. I think it's average $12 or $13, and then I just usually give them a 20.
Yeah, so it's 15 for me and 17 with a beard trim, and I just give them 20.
Yeah.
That thing's getting a little unruly, bro. I wasn't going to say anything, but I feel like I have to at this point.
Oh yeah. Last time I went, I was like, nah, don't touch it. Let's see what happens. And now you know.
Your beard's bigger than your head now.
I know, right?
Good
Shit.
thing it quit raining at that match. It might have slowed you down with it being wet.
Well, you know what? Slowing me down that day wouldn't really mattered. So, shit.
So I was out. I don't know if you want to change the subject or not, but
Go ahead.
a weird little story. And I don't know the actual facts behind the story. All I know is what I heard from this guy. Um, you know, Dan and my little PC technician guy and I are out there vaping away on our little vape break. First thing this morning, and an individual came out who smokes, and we occasionally talk. He's not like, good friend or anything, but he's like, I have a funny story to tell you. I'm like, mm-hmm. So this guy has like weird habits that he tells us about, and they're not necessarily like drug habits or anything weird. He's just kind of an oddball to begin with, but he has one arm. It's like he got in a car wreck like 10 years ago, and he has like this stump that's like from here up to his shoulder. So he's got like this loose sleeve. He's an Allstate rep, insurance, go figure. And so he was sitting in his car watching YouTube videos, waiting for somebody to text him something so he could go somewhere. That sounds suspicious to me, but I'll just leave it at that. And a cop comes up behind him, flashes the lights, and gets out of the car and knocks on the window, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm just sitting here. I'm waiting for a text from my friends. He's supposed to be getting off work, and we're going to go meet somewhere." And he's like, "All right, well, I got a suspicious car in the neighborhood call, and I want to know what you're doing." I mean, he's like, "I'm just sitting here waiting for somebody, watching YouTube on my phone." And he's like, "Well, you got any drugs? You got any alcohol? You been drinking? You stoned right now?" Doing the standard cop stuff. And he's like, "No, everything's cool. I'm just sitting here." And he's like, "You got any weapons on you?" He's like, "Nope, no weapons." And cop like looks in the back seat with this light, and he sees this. He just went to an Angel game, and he had a little souvenir bat sitting on the back seat. And the cop's like, "What's that?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's what's what?" And the bat, that billy club in the back of your car. And he rips the door open. He's like, "I'm gonna search in your car. Get out of the car right now." Put him in handcuffs, stuck him on his in the police car, went through his entire car.
You mean handcuff?
Well, true, in a handcuff. It's funny because he described it. He hooked it to his belt loop on this side, so his arm was tied to his pants. But yeah, they literally arrested this dude for a felony weapon charge because he had a billy club in the back of his car.
That's insane.
He spent 2.5 days in Orange County jail. He got out on Saturday afternoon. He went in on Wednesday. I can't imagine. I would be furious.
Fuck.
And he's just like, "Isn't that ridiculous?" Like laughing it off. It's like, dude, if I was that cool,
No, there's nothing funny about 2 days.
no, I can't imagine, dude. Oh my goodness. And he's just like, "This is my life," and it's like, you need to move or find another life or something.
Fuck. That's
Kind of an
insane.
anticlimactic story, but it just kind of, if anybody had a crappy day, at least you weren't him.
That's a good point. It wasn't that.
Oh yeah, I've been thrown in jail several times, so I've been there, done that. Hey, I got thrown in jail. I've told y'all this story before. I got thrown in jail for slamming a magistrate trailer door. Knocked all the shit off the inside of the little trailer. They fucking threw me in jail with like convicts and shit.
Yeah.
They sentenced me to 12 hours without a trial, and somebody was like, "Oh man, that's like that's against your rights and everything. I'm like, well, when you're in a small town that has a magistrate judge in a trailer, they can do whatever the fuck they want to you, and it don't matter.
Yeah, I've been to jail a couple times. It was no fun. I was just there like at night each time, but it sucked bad each time. It was enough to scare me for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to jail once. Once. That's all I needed. Never going
It
back.
took me twice. That was one of those.
Went to jail once. That was way more than enough. That was a long time ago, and I still remember it clearly. I will
When I
not
was
go back.
younger, I got thrown in jail a bunch of times, but it was all for little stupid shit. You know, I was pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a
taken.
felon or crazy misdemeanor criminal. I didn't steal anything or like break any ethical laws or, it was reckless driving, basically. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
18 years old, doing dumb shit, got busted for it, and meh.
Hell, I got thrown in jail right before I met my wife that I'm
Kelly.
dating. No, I didn't want to say her name. Hello.
Oh, sorry. I'm like helping you out here.
No, you're helping me. It's fine. But I was doing like 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle across this bridge, and I seen the cop coming this way, and I didn't run because I've run before and got away, but I stopped, and the fucker I was figuring, well, if I stop, he'll write me a ticket. That son of a bitch, it was Sunday. He locked me up and he towed my motorcycle, and they dropped it. It was a brand new motorcycle, and they dropped it on the freaking, when I went to the impound yard to pick it up later, and I couldn't even bail out that day because it was Sunday. But anyway, by the time I got out, I went to the impound yard and I looked at the bike and it was wrecked down one side. I'm like, I don't remember wrecking this bike before you caught me, and the tow truck driver was there. He's like, yeah, me and the cop was trying to put it on there and it fell over. So anyway, so I had to get a lawyer and threaten the county or whatever, and so they dropped all the charges for that one and paid for it. They wrote me a check and all that. But
Yeah, that don't happen often, I'm sure. That you get
yeah,
paid, they paid you and dropped charges.
I still had to pay the ticket, but they paid for the repairs, and I kind of pocketed some of the money, shit like that. And I don't know, I can't remember if it was from the tow truck's insurance company. I think that's what it was. I don't think it was actually from the county because they hire those guys to do the tow, so they're not responsible and all this and that. So it ended up being a check from them. Actually, it wasn't from the county. Lawyer handled it.
That makes sense. Well,
Yep.
what else is going on, guys?
Were you turning me up earlier or turning me down earlier?
I think your cord is tapping your computer or something, and you were here tapping. Yeah.
Oh, it's this.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this little like hinge inside the cup of the. Isn't that annoying as fuck? I'll try not to undulate when I masticate my jaw. Does that even make sense? No. That's good at it right there. You got it back.
I got
All
my
new
baby
parts
back.
and stuff.
Yeah, well, I ain't shot it yet, but they shot it, so I'm sure it's good. Yeah, I got my baby back, so no more backup gun. I'm real
Now
happy about it.
your backup, is it not the same thing? Is it just close to it?
Well, I bought it used, so it don't have the same trigger and it doesn't have the thumb rest, so it feels a little weird in my hand. Although I can't really make excuses because Saturday I tried to upload that match video and my computer died. But anyway, so Saturday's match video I'll have up tomorrow. I had a hell of a good match with that gun, so I can't really blame the gun. But I am going to send it back to them and have it made into a duplicate of this one. So. But if I didn't have it, I'd be shooting the TSO, which is a great gun too. I got no qualms of shooting that bad boy.
Okay. Well, I was watching your video right before I went. We started this or whatever, and I was thinking, I was like, well, if it's making it the same, ain't it the same gun? Hey, don't
Yeah,
be doing porn over there.
it's the same model and everything. It's just set up different. When
Okay,
you order
gotcha.
these guns, you can tell based on your hand size, you can tell them the length of the trigger and shit like that. So the sights, different rear sights. But a backup gun should be a clone, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You can send it to them and say, hey, put one of these and those on it and these dimensions and add one of those trigger shoes and blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean this one's going right. The other one's back, and I told him to make it a clone. I told him to measure everything and keep it on file, and then when I give him the other gun, make it into this pretty much. So.
As much as I gave people shit over the years with Glocks, which seriously, that was kidding. Back years and years ago on YouTube, we always down Glocks, but it was just a joke. But I had to say that damn Glock that Rick tricked out, I think she was good. I like it.
Yeah, you shot it well, and that's the big long slide deal, right? The 34,
Yeah.
35. I mean, the sight radius on that thing's like a SBR. I mean, you can hit anything with them things.
And even though it's still spongy a little bit, the damn brake, I don't know. I hadn't measured it. I don't think my scale, yeah, it probably does. I swear it's only 1.5, 2 pounds. It is a light trigger.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'll say
really
2 pounds just to be safe, but I don't know if it's that. It's light.
I just want to answer a quick question out the side chat. Brian Marks is asking me about the Platinum primary arms 6 to 30. Yeah, when I was out shooting with Coda Boy in Vegas and Fit and Fire and who else was out there? Ray and missing somebody, Val. Yeah, absolutely. For the money, the primary arms Platinum scope. Now I will say it's not. It's not a $3,500 scope, but for the money, I think what they're looking like in the $1,000, $1,500 range. For that amount of money, that scope is fantastic. So yes, I tried to type in a response, but for some reason, everything I type, it's telling me error. Try again. Edit and try again. Try again. Fuck you! I don't want to try again. So now we're just talking about it. Thanks, honey.
Yeah, you're being censored by YouTube.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. So there you go. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, and I talking about that Glock that I was using, which it runs. I'm kind of glad I didn't download any 9mm, like load up my own. I just shot factory. But a lot of people, I heard them talking about the shells just barely ejecting. This was a 40 Smith and Wesson, and Rick just put a 9mm barrel in it, so it still has the 40 Smith and Wesson springs, which I'd assume are stronger. So it's not. Well, the Glocks don't really eject them a long ways anyway, but
Hey,
I don't know
if
if I
you
need to
didn't get
change the
any in your
springs or
face,
not. But
if you didn't get any in your face, it's ejecting good.
okay, yeah, I didn't get any in the face. I had 2 stovepipes though, but that could have been mud in the magazine because I had mud all over me. But
Yeah, it was there was a lot of dirty stuff, and that's the thing about 2011s, man. When them magazines get dirty, you do not put them back in the gun. I was at a match one time and I was shooting and a gun dropped on the ground. The mag dropped on the ground. That's because I hit the mag release. I grabbed it, shoved it back in there, and it ran. But that's absolutely the worst thing you can do. With a Glock, it really don't matter. If the mag will seat, the son bitch will go. Generally, I mean, I don't know. I guess you can get them dirty enough, but that's the old saying, you know. If the mag will go in there, it'll run.
Well, the two stovepipes, I mean, it was just rack slide, and I kept going. I mean, it didn't like jam the gun up to the point where I was having to take mags out, and it was just. I heard Rick one time say stovepipe, but I seen it as he was saying it or right before, and I already racked the slide and just kept shooting. You know, it ran.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's great training. It's really good training.
It was hard not to miss it unless you're because there's a fucking shell sticking out of the damn slide like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to miss, isn't it? It's like, what the hell? I can't see the front
Where's
sight.
my front side at?
Well, guys, I hate to take off, man, but I got to get up and work in the morning. Got to get up early, so it's not a real good night for me to be up. But it's really good seeing all of y'all, and definitely appreciate the invite, and look forward to seeing y'all soon.
All right, thanks, Rich. I appreciate it, man.
We need some Jeopardy, Rich. I think a lot of people are jonesing from a little Jeopardy.
Jonesing for the Jeopardy. I'll see what I can do. If I can maybe make up some shit or something. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks a lot, and thank everybody out there for all the kind comments and whatnot. Y'all have a great night.
All right, brother. Be good.
You too.
See you, Rich.
Yeah, about that time for me too. I don't want to leave y'all though if it's only two of you.
Oh yeah, well I'll probably wrap this up here in a few minutes anyway. We just we didn't get into any deep subjects or whatever, so no use of getting into it now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I got a big day.
We could make fun of AOC. That's pretty easy.
Oh shit.
I think it's all been said already, though.
Mm-hmm.
What a nutcase. I like all the pictures of her that looks like she's imitating like a donkey.
Yeah. Well, I will say I've seen somebody, just on a serious note, not too serious, but not that I'm saying she's scary or whatever, because I still think she's an idiot, but she was pretty much put in that position.
Oh yeah, she didn't work for it. She just kind of showed up. She was just like,
that because she wasn't qualified. She come out of nowhere, just on and on and on. But they needed somebody to push this new Green Deal and all this other stuff. And in the ones in power now wasn't bold enough or didn't want to stick their neck out. And now that she has, they can all jump on board. Oh yeah, this is a great idea. We'll do this with it. But I mean, anybody to come from freaking nowhere to become a representative and unseat a sitting, Democrat that'd been there for however long. There's people behind her that put her in that position. She just didn't, get,
The last senator that did that, I think his last name was
Obama.
Oh yeah, him.
I thought she's a congressperson though, not a senator. But
yeah,
I was gonna compare that to Obama, and the scariest part is he only did one term and then became president.
Yeah, well, he didn't even do one term.
Well, yeah, he started one term and then became president,
which even made it even scarier because he got pushed up. Even just like, okay, his foot's in the door, boom, there you go, we'll make you president.
I'm just wondering if the Democrats were like, hey, yeah, this freaking freakazoid from the Bronx wants to be a politician. Okay, what do you guys think about letting her do it and see what she does? And if she sucks, we'll throw her under the bus. And if she comes up with a bunch of shit we might be able to get on board with to gather a whole bunch of youthful votes, we'll pretend like we like her.
or we'll just cherry pick her,
Yeah. A scapegoat.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine, his brother retired military and what have you, and kind of a little upstanding guy in the local little town. And they wanted him to run, some business people wanted him to run for city council. And they're like, yeah, you're going to have to come up with $10,000 for this. And we're going to have to get this petition, signatures and da da da. And he was like, "Whoa, I ain't up for all that." And they're like, "Don't worry about it. We got it." And that's just the city council. So you can imagine when you get into the representatives, senators, and all that, there's a lot of people with the puppeteers behind the scenes. They're pulling the strings and they're pushing who's going to get in there or not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm not saying I'm give up and don't vote and don't do this and don't do that. I'm just saying there's always people behind people, and AOC, occasionally Cortex, she was put in that position on purpose to sign off on that whole new Green Deal. That's all Agenda 21 bullshit. And at one time, it was a conspiracy theory to say it, even though there's a book that they've done to push all this emission carbons, and the world's going to end, and we got to corral people in cities and free up the country and let Earth be natural and blah blah blah. Because cow farts are going to end humanity. Yeah, I just want to say that.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I just, where I stand on all that is I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. I don't know. I've decided I'll vote for who I need to vote for, but maybe fight the fight a little bit with these new gun laws where I can. But I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
There's only so much you can do. I mean, you can be involved, but the harder you push trying to tell people stuff, hell, you just push them away. So you just do whatever you want to do. And
there's just no sense getting that frustrated.
Yeah, fight the fights you can fight. I mean, I ain't giving up, don't get me wrong, but there is only so much we can do as individuals, I think.
I had a job interview, not with a different company, but I had a guy come in. They were looking to hire, and Matt had interviewed him the week previous, and he came in a little later, a few days later, and he's like, "All right, man, he's all yours. Go get him." I'm like, "What? You want me to interview him? Why wouldn't you ask me to do this like a day in advance so I could prepare for it?" He's like, "Okay, go talk to him." I'm like, "What?" I didn't even talk to him about work. I did like, "Okay, so what's your hobbies? Do you do anything for fun? Whatever, blah, blah, blah." And he went through all this crap. It was funny. He's like, "Yeah, I'm into knives and I like camping." And I'm like, "You're into knives? That's cool." Yeah, I have a friend that's like big into microtech and blah blah blah. He's given me some knives, and I bought some of them knives, and they're really cool. Whatever, blah blah blah. And then he starts talking about this piece of equipment. I'm like, "What the fuck are we talking about? I thought we were talking about knives." And he's like, "I've never heard of microtech." I thought you were talking about some router or something. And so that made it a little more awkward. And then I'm like, so let me tell you something about us. Every person that started in my department, or it's not my department, but I'm like the senior guy in it, I have convinced that guns are awesome. How do you feel about guns? Because we all shoot them now. Every single person your age that has come into my department now owns firearms, and we shoot them regularly. What are your feelings? And he was just like, yeah. He's like, "Well, I went camping once, and we went off-roading, and we were supposed to go off-roading, but then it was a camping trip, but it wasn't really a camping trip because all they wanted to do is shoot guns. And my uncle was there, and all he did was load clips, and all he did was just fire off these guns and more clips and firing off guns." I was just like, "Oh shit." Fucking another ignorant Californian moron.
Yeah, I thought you are in California.
You know what bugs me the most about these kids these age, and I sound like a fucking grouchy old man, but you go to shake somebody's hand, you stick your hand out there, and it's like grabbing like this, like a flipper, like a dead fish's flipper, just like It just squishes in your hand. It's cold and floppy. There's nothing there. It's like, bleh.
Along with her spine.
Oh, God. Killing me, man. Anyway, he starts on the 11th.
Oh, so you hired him. Nice.
That's the best we got, man. Literally. So we got to pick from.
That's horrible. Oh, shit. All right, I got to roll, man. I got to get
All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, y'all be good. Appreciate you having me on.
All right,
Take care, Robbie.
Thanks for the invite on the match.
Yeah, man. We'll put you up in another one here soon. Don't worry.
All right.
All right, later.
I guess that's my purpose in life, like what Chico was saying.
What's that?
Turning everyone at the job into gun people. And it's funny because between Matt and I, you met Matt, my boss. We have converted many people at work. Yeah. It's kind of cool. The security officer there was the undersheriff for the current sheriff, but he retired several years back and then decided he wanted a job and took up director of security at the place I work. And one day somebody pinned me because I know there's quite a number of people know I carry, but I don't carry in the workplace. But he, for whatever reason, I know who did it, but I never really talked to him about it. For whatever reason, he went to the director of HR and said, "Are we allowed to carry guns if we have a CCW at work?" And she's like, "Oh, hell no. It says right in the company policy, do not bring firearms to work. Doesn't matter what you're qualified to do." And he's like, "Well, I saw this guy and I know he's got a CDW and I'm positive he had a gun." And I'm just like, she calls me into her office and she's like, "Somebody says you're carrying a gun at work." I'm just like, really? Okay, well, what do I have to say that means I wasn't? And she's like, "Well, were you or not?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't. I have a CCW. I have a ton of guns. You know that. But I'm not going to bring one to work. It's not like losing my job over, you know." And like in the meantime, between these two conversations, she went and talked to the director of security, who was only on the job at that point for maybe a few months. She's like, "What do you think about carrying guns at work?" And he was pretty much just like anybody else who has CCW or any kind of training with firearms. Is like, you can bring guns in here with, you know, people that are qualified and trained to use them. Do it. And she's like, "Fuck, that's not the answer I wanted to hear."
Well, we just had a little company meeting. You know, they do the monthly company thing, safety and this and that, and they had one on active shooter, and I was like, "Really? Okay, yeah. We're not allowed to carry at work, which is not really practical for me climbing up on machines and stuff. Anyway, but it was just like, there's no gate, there's no security guards. What the fuck are you even talking about, active shooter? It's either run and hide or you rush a son of a bitch. Because that's what I just interrupted the meeting. They're like, "Well, if it's an active shooter," I just said, "Rush them." And then one of the HR ladies like, "Well, I'll get behind you." I said, "Well, I ain't getting shot in the fucking back."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's funny because we do have these active shooter, like maybe once every 2 years. There's this guy that claims to be like a SWAT team training superstar guy that comes in, and you know what he really means. He goes through this whole spiel about, you know, duck and cover, go run in a room and get as many people in that room as you can get, and then pile shit in front of the door. And, you know, it's basically hide, be really quiet. And if worse comes to worse, everybody attack the guy. You know, at the last minute, it's either die or die. Attack the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finished
that was at the end of their spiel too. Well,
yeah.
You have to.
Yeah,
you know,
but then if you stayed for the after party, like everybody's gone and it's like you start talking to like the only people left are like, hey man, CCW, what is that good for? And they're, oh, you have CCW, and then none of this applies to you. I'm like, thank you. That's kind of what I figured, but we're not allowed to carry here. And he's like, well, we'll work on that. And I'm like, yeah, you will. You should see the friggin' HR department. It looks like a bowl of fish. I mean, it's just like a bunch of flippers just flopping around.
I know the one we got is absolutely worthless. I have hardly ever been able to go to them, and it don't matter if you have, well, I don't insurance problems, paycheck problems, whatever it is, they don't have an answer. Here, we'll call this number. The fuck are you here for?
Ours are a little better than that, but yeah, you work for a much larger company than I do, though. But I don't know. I don't go to work empty-handed, but I don't carry a holster or anything like that.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's all I have to say about that.
Well, we're not even supposed to have knives, but I mean, and it's on the belt clip. You can see it. I whip it out in front of the fucking cameras, Oh, that's my utility knife. Box cutter.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because the building that we work in is owned by the company, but the parking lot isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I can have whatever the hell I want in my car as long as it's legally stored.
Yeah. There's a lot of bullshit. I mean,
there's nothing they can do, and they know it.
They're big on making sure all the doors are locked. This is kind of a small plant, but anyway, and it's like anybody can get in here. I mean, even if the doors are locked, because they got a doorbell in the back, like for truck drivers and stuff. It don't matter who you are. If you ring that doorbell, somebody will go over and kick the door open and let you in. You can be standing there with AK-47, 12 gauge, and a 45, whatever. I mean, you just open the door.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's funny because, I mean, it's not funny, but so I work for a senior retirement community. And the company I work for is like the management, kind of like the manager of the community. We take care of the plumbing, the electrical, the cable TV service, the security, make sure everybody gets their house painted at least once every 5 years, fix the roofs, you name it. It's a community association. And these old people frequently shoot themselves, not just themselves, but each other. They get at least twice a year, there'll be a shooting in the hood. Where some guy will, hey, I told your dog not to crap on my lawn, and to pull out his grandpappy's bolt action 22 rifle and start going off on the dog, and then end up shooting somebody else on accident or shooting somebody else on purpose. We had an old lady end of last year, that shot one of the gardeners because he was out there fucking with her flowers because I don't know what, but it's just insane. And another guy actually threatened to come into the security dispatch office because he wasn't pleased with the customer service he received, with a shotgun to settle things up. And it's like, all right, and you don't want us to carry guns at work.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll just sit there and take it.
Well, I mean, I understand it from their point of view a little bit, but if a damn ex-wife or a husband, a wife, or whatever, that's the worst case scenario. And I work in plastics, and we make like bottle caps and shit. It's not like we're dealing with chemicals you can make bombs out of or anything. I mean, there's nothing. It's not a tactical target. You know what I mean?
I know somebody might want to corner the market on bottle caps.
Yeah, So I mean, what's the only thing you got to worry about is some pissed off, husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. It's like that's our threat, So why can't we be armed? I mean,
Yeah, it's just
But that's the
People
whole
are
thing.
super hypersensitive to it.
Yeah, the
It's
whole
just,
gun
it's
free
ignorant.
zone thing is stupid because we don't have to state the obvious, but if
Yeah.
you're going there to commit a crime, that sign don't mean a fucking thing to you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just silly, just the mentality. I'll never be able to embrace or understand why somebody would say it's safer here with no guns. I mean, we all know why, and we could talk for hours about how ridiculous it is, but we're all preaching to the choir here. It's just, I can't embrace it. I can't understand it. It makes no sense, and there's no argument you can probably change my mind. It's like anybody with a gun probably has it in a holster. As long as they leave it in the holster. I've never seen a gun go off because a guy sat in a chair or ran down the stairs, or even the gun fell to the ground. Gets fucked up. But
yeah, like I say,
that's sad.
It's so asinine. It's not even worth talking about. It'd be like sending our army out unarmed and say, "Well, we'll lose less soldiers this way because it'd be a gun-free zone." Now attack Russia.
Yeah, go ask the Palestinians and the Israelis that. They've had so many gun-free zones and so many days without missiles that all it led to is more death.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll go ahead and unless you got something else you want to talk about, since it's just me and you, it's about 11. We'll cut it a little bit short and go at it again in a couple of weeks. Maybe Blue, he's out there. Maybe he'll join us again one of these days.
Somebody asked me a question really quick out there. What's my computer channel? I haven't done anything on that channel probably in the better part of 6 years, but it's called No S.H.T.F, all one word. NOSHTF. I think I built a computer on it once, and I have some ham radio stuff on it too, I think. But I literally, I haven't looked at it in 6 years. Sorry.
Yeah, I've checked some settings on my YouTube page, and I hadn't checked my spam folder in a while, and it wasn't too many, but about 15 comments, and it was like shit from 6-8 months ago, and I was like, well, it's a little late to approve it now. I mean,
yeah, my first channel on YouTube that I disabled comments and ratings on it in 2014. And it's funny because I left that channel in 2014 and it has like 1,000, well, more like 4,000 more subscribers on it now than it did when I left. I'm like, what are you guys, stupid? I haven't put a video up in years. I'm not coming back. You can go to this one. The very last video is, hey, if you want to see more, go here. Oh, well, whatever. You can teach a boy to fish, right?
yeah, it is what
Lead
it
a horse
is.
to water, whatever. My cat is trying to attack my feet from under the table. And he's dangerous because his claws are like a half an inch long. That's what this is from.
Yeah.
Playing with the kitty.
Well, I won't say new. I got another cat. That one I had the other day, Ruger, he ran off. He was young, and I'm hardly ever here. And I guess he got my girlfriend or something. So
he adopted a new parent.
yeah, he adopted new parents, and somebody that's home more. And I was like, well, now I already got used to having a cat again, and so I went to the pound and got a cat.
No, that's cool. That's cool to adopt pets. Our 2 cats are adoptees as well. I like how they say you can adopt it. Just come on down. We'll give you a cat if you qualify. It's like, no, you're not going to give me a cat. You're going to charge me up the ass for a bunch of shit that's worthless, unnecessary. Force me to go to a vet that's going to charge me another pile of shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how it is in California.
Well,
we adopted
here,
these cats, and it cost us, like, at the end of the day, after all the crap they didn't tell us, like the one cat has uveitis, which is like this, it's like a form of the herpes disease, but it's in your eye. Well, it's in the cat's eye. and it causes the I think it's the not retinas. What is it? The irises in their eye to swell, and it builds up pressure, and then they can go blind, and their eyes get all fucked up and whatever. But we spent like $6,000 on these cats in like, I don't know, first 3-4 months we had them, and it's like, good God, man, all we wanted was like some pets, and we took on this friggin' investment that we had no friggin' plan for.
I think it was for cats. It was 25. I think it was $35. $35, and I was done. It's like 4 years old. It's kind of fat.
So he behaves like me and kind of looks like me.
Because they actually only had 2 cats there. It was like a young one and then this one. And I was like, well, maybe I'd be doing a better service taking the older one. He's got that youngness out of him. He don't mind just laying around if I ain't there. And so it's working out pretty good. He's just kind of a lazy cat. And he likes to play a little bit, likes to be petted when I get home. And then he runs off and lays down somewhere. So,
yeah. That's cool. Yeah, low maintenance cats are good cats. And the thing I love about cats is, I've taken them for walks. They crap in the same place all day long. Just like it's easy cleanup.
Yeah.
Picking up dog shit sucks.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, or where they do it, it still sucks. But dogs are way cooler. They're they're more interactive. But they're a bigger pain in the ass. It's like trying to take care of like a chimpanzee.
They're needy. They're needy. I've had cats all my life. I've had dogs too when I was younger, but cats are just, even if you're going to leave a day or two, just like clean the litter box out, pile up a bunch of food, water. They don't give a shit if you're there or not.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I go on any trip, I'll be gone like 10 days, and I walk in the house and it's like I never left. It's like everything is as normal. It's like cat walks up, meows at me, lays on the floor, sticks his ass in the air, scratch his stomach, pat him on the head, follows me around for about a half an hour, and then takes a nap.
That's it. All back to normal. All right, we're good. Quit touching me.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And like I say, we'll talk to everybody in a couple of weeks, if not on some other chat. And you got anything coming up you need to talk about?
I'd love to do videos. I just have no idea what to do. I've been doing this so long, I have no topics left to discuss. I do want to do. So I had like this. I know you want to get off of here quick. Yeah. I have that series on my website on my YouTube channel about how to set up the pistol for Dillon 650. And lately I've been getting a lot of people saying, thanks for this video. This has been awesome. I just got a 650. It helps a lot, whatever. So I think I might do another video on, instead of straight walled pistol, I might go to a shouldered rifle cartridge. So I might do a 6 or 7 part video on specifically how to one stage at a time set up for rifle. And other than that, I do want to get to the range. My favorite range has been rained out now for a month. Just because there's a creek, a little teeny thin creek, which is now a raging river you have to cross in order to get onto the grounds where the range is, and they've basically closed it to everybody. So the next closest range to do this would be out in like Pasadena area, and getting there is simple. Getting home is brutal. The traffic in that part of Los Angeles is just fucked. So I'm not going to bother with that. So I'm just going to kind of wait it out and see when the creek shrinks. Yes, Chico wise, my 6.5 load is dialed in 100%, and it's even X-Ring approved. When we were shooting out of Vegas, I sold him on it. So much so he even went out and bought some Creedmoor dies and everything. And since we have the same rifles, he's all excited to go try it too. So, all right. Thanks for having me on, sir. And everybody in the chat room, cheers. Have a good evening. And
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. And I will say, fucking X-Ring, he's the real deal. That fucker can shoot.
Yep.
Like I said, with iron sights competing with people with whatever power scopes and all that, he still came in third overall. That, you know, he was beating people, you know, open and all that other shit. That he with no sleep. The man had not slept for 24 hours. And still come in third overall with iron sights on
And
the
the funny thing is, I've seen him do that like 3 or 4 times now. Like where he shows up, he's like, "Yeah, I didn't get to sleep last night. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning the day before yesterday. But what do you want to do?" It's like, I want you to go fucking get some sleep. We'll talk about it tomorrow. How's that? I'll
Well,
go
he had
find something
important
to
shit
do.
to do. He said they was at the casino in fucking Cherokee
Yeah,
that
and
night.
it's always the same story. He's a freaking gambling junkie.
All right, everybody, we're out of here. We'll talk to y'all later. Maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see.
Take care, y'all.
Later.